Hi. Hello, hold on. Hello, I'm hi Sophia. I'm cheating. I was reading an email here. Okay. So like I said, Judy, I'm in let me see. Let me share my PowerPoint. Yeah, if we have anybody come in later, they can just catch up.
And I'm recording, so.
Oh, okay. That always makes me feel real comfortable.
You always do a great job, so.
Thank you. Well, as long as you can edit parts of it.
I can.
Okay, so the title is Dissertation and Thesis Defense. But one thing that I always tell people is that by the time you come to your defense, you're going to know more about your subject than anyone else in the room. And that's even including your chair who has, read everything. And so by the time you get there, by the time you get to the defense, you're ready. And they're not going to let you do it if you're not ready, So most people go into it, and you should go into it very confident. You've written it. This is your paper. This is your baby. It's the closest thing. When I wrote mine, it was the closest thing to having a child that is I, producing something. So that's the main thing that you need to remember when you're presenting. So I divided this into three parts: preparing your dissertation, the defense, and then the follow-up. Because after the defense, that's not the end. There's more to do. And I got this from a website. Someone wrote something called A Traveler's Guide to a Done Dissertation. And we sort of joke in our department about what do we want? We want a done dissertation. So graduate studies has it very well organized. Anything really that you need to find about your dissertation, how to put it together and whatever, is under the College of Graduate Studies. I don't see my cursor. I wanted to show the website. And so if you know where to look.
You're so close to it.
I see it now. Yeah. Now, thank you. Thank you. It's like I'm so close, so close. Okay. Do I need to stop and then stop sharing? Can you see a page?
No, you're probably going to have
to see the PowerPoint. Okay.
Yes.
So I need to go. Okay. I need to. Yeah, this is the part that's hard. I have to stop, share, and then go. I'm going to go show you this page. Okay, good. It shows. Well, no, that's the PowerPoint slide. Oh, here it is. So this is actually on the website, if you haven't ever been on the website. And can y'all see it? The top says doctoral students. Can you see it? Okay. So the way I got there was graduate studies, current students, and then there's a section just for y'all, doctoral students. And a lot of these I will click on later, but you've got the handbook, important dates. So if you think you're going to have a fall defense, you can start looking at those dates. It's misleading because people think, oh, I'm going to graduate in December. Well, you actually have to defend like in October so that's one sort of misnomer. All of the forms that you need are here. This is what Sophia works on with people, and this is what I was just talking about. It's a good idea to look at the formatting guidelines and templates, and then this talks about how they will announce your defense. copyright information. I'm not going to get into the rest of this on this page, but anyway, it's all right there. I'm going to stop sharing this. I wish it went just back and forth, but it doesn't. Okay, so that's a good page, and I'm going to be going back to some of the things that are there. So one way to prepare, are y'all, I'm showing the PowerPoint now. Is it back?
No, we can't see it again.
Okay, so it's not sharing.
Do you have an option, Dr. Brun, to like share all, like share your entire desktop screen?
Okay, under share screen.
I should say maybe like desktop 1.
Okay, basic and advanced.
Let's see what.
Oh, wait, screen. The one that says screen. Wait a minute, I'm on screen.
Yeah, it should be on basic, and it's usually like the first option.
Oh, okay, basic. Okay.
Desktop 1, and then that should be able to allow you to go back and forth.
Okay, I'm on advanced, and I don't know if. Okay. PowerPoint as virtual background. Okay, we want to go back to basic, right? No, this is basic.
Go back to basic. It should be that first option where it says desktop 1.
Desktop 1. I don't see it. All I see is screen, which is okay. Is that now? Yeah, I'm back on.
There you go. And then if you click down there at the bottom where your PowerPoint is.
Yes. Can I go back and y'all should be able to see it? Oh.
Yep. Perfect. Now we can see. And now I don't think you have to go back and forth.
Oh, okay. Yay. I knew there had to be a better way to do this.
Zoom is a little different, but no, we got it.
Okay. I'm back to the PowerPoint. Okay. So that was the page that I showed. So a good idea to prepare yourself is to attend the defenses of some of your doctoral colleagues in your department. It's always makes you feel better if you see how it's done, the process, the committee. It's a formal meeting, but we allow in our college, people, visitors, they just have to leave after the presentation before there's the discussion. It's very important to adhere to the graduate school rules of deadlines covering the scheduling of a defense. And for the deadlines, you go to graduate studies to see deadlines. I'm not going to go to that page because it only has up summer dates. It doesn't have up the fall dates yet. But Sophia, I think it's usually end of October. It's 6 weeks before graduation. So
right.
You can always.
And those dates should be up in the next couple of weeks.
Right. So it's always good to begin very early to schedule, and I'm going to minimize this so I can read everything here. Begin very early to schedule and coordinate the date, the time, and the place for your defense. Committee members and chairs, including your graduate faculty representative, have very busy schedules. So everybody has to agree on the date and the time. And the last day to submit Form E, which is the preliminary agreement to schedule the defense, is 8 weeks prior to the graduation. So once you've done the, okay, oh, didn't go. Let's see, where is it?
I think you might have stopped sharing.
I might have stopped sharing.
Mm-hmm. It's been a long day.
Yeah, it has. Okay. Let's see if I go back to Zoom. Okay, if I go back to Zoom. Okay, I'm gonna click on you. Okay, so I stopped sharing and I was going to a different screen. Okay, let me just go back to the PowerPoint. Well, this was really, well, I really want to go to the one before it because I want to show you. You are screen sharing, but there's a form that I'll just tell you about the form. There's a form that you have to have that everybody signs, and that's the one that's 8 weeks prior to graduation. And that's the one where you have the date and the time and the place. And it even says that Dr. Himmer is signing that that your dissertation has been checked through some sort of safe assign or something that shows that there's no plagiarism in the dissertation. And the last day to submit the final version, and also it's called a survey of earned doctorates, and the dissertation fee is 4 weeks prior to graduation. So am I still sharing my PowerPoint?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, why is it not advancing? Boy, I'm just doing great. My PowerPoint doesn't want to advance. Okay, let's stop share.
Do you want to send it to me and I can see if maybe I have better luck on my end?
Okay.
Maybe I can just advance for you and then click through it. Since
Yeah.
Maybe it's because
okay.
I'm the host and you're a co-host. Maybe the permissions are active.
That's a nice, that's complimentary, but that may not be exactly why. Let me see. I've got your Sophia, I had it. Yeah. Here you are.
Okay. Let me just wait for this to come through real quick so I can.
Okay. I'm going to reply to you and attach the PowerPoint. And I apologize, Judy. But yeah, I don't know why it's not.
Sometimes technology is just.
It's just me and my cats here. I'm fine.
Okay. You're not. So your dissertation must be qualitative if Dr. Himmer is on it. And you said you are a licensed school practitioner?
I'm a psychologist in the school.
Psychologist.
I'm a psychologist in the school. Yes.
In the schools. So
yes.
you got an EDD instead of a PhD in let's see, Sophia, we're probably yeah, we're probably there. Yeah, and we're talking about Sophia. So you wanted that instead of a PhD in counseling?
Well, I have a MED, actually. I have a master's.
Oh, okay.
So I decided that I wanted to just kind of go into something a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I decided to pursue the
EDD. Yeah, ED. Good. So. Yeah, if you already had them, I can see that. We always tell people, we suggest sometimes try sometimes people stay in the same track, but sometimes they want other things too. So, okay, so back to this. Have your manuscript reviewed before the defense to be sure it's consistent with formatting requirements. And because you want to present a polished document for the faculty to work with in preparation for the defense. The faculty on your dissertation committee have to have it 2 weeks before the defense. And Okay, now we'll see if this works, Sophia. If I click on, oh, I was going to click on dissertation thesis formatting, or maybe you need to do that. Okay, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna show her. If you go down, it's general formatting, templates, and I was surprised right there. Yeah, that well, not that, but the table of, what did you just tell me, Sophia, that they make the most mistakes on
Yeah, the preliminary pages are where we see
the
the
first
most.
the first pages, which that should actually be probably the easy. That should probably be the easiest. So
Yeah.
anyway, but anyway, if you go to this page about formatting, it's always a good idea to make sure that you've at least got the first couple of pages, and that you're following the font and the margins, so that it's already set up. And we use the traditional, which is, I think, is probably what you use too. Okay, you can go back. Thank you. And Sophia's here today, and they've had the workshops, which she did one today, and they record them. And so it's just not a bad idea it's not too early to start thinking about it, even though I know you're just gathering your data, but that way you aren't going back and redoing things. Okay, so we're still preparing. In the next slide, you're still preparing for the defense. Ask your chairs what questions and issues might be raised during the defense, and be prepared to address them. There will always be questions, but like I said at the beginning, you know more than anybody else about your topic. Organize your material for presentation. Create a flawless presentation of the material you'll be covering on the defense. And I tell my students, practice, and practice what questions they might ask. A lot of times they don't ask what you think that they're going to ask, but and if you don't know something when they ask a question, you can always just say, that's a very good question, instead of trying to make up something. Okay, next slide. Okay, now we finally have gotten to the meeting. And like I said, if you get to go to some other people's, it's a good idea. This is what you'll see. Our meetings begin with brief comments by the chair, followed by your comments. Be sure that you always thank your committee, your advisors, and committee members for their time and efforts on your behalf. Faculty spend a lot of time on these committees, and so it's always, of course, good to start off, positive and thank them. Your presentation should briefly cover the research questions, your lit review as it relates to your theory, methods, analysis, your major findings, and recommendations for future research. Okay, Sophia, if we can get to the graduate faculty representative report. And I told everybody at the, we actually had some training. That's great. We had some training on Friday for dissertation chairs. And I'm sure you've already been given a GFR. They're called a GFR. And they have to be at the defense. And this is the information that they have to turn in. They want to know how many weeks it was that they received the dissertation prior to the defense, because they want to make sure that they had at least 2 weeks. I'm not really sure why they asked this question, but some GFRs spend a whole lot of time on the defense, some not as many, but that's what they're asking there for. And then they're saying that they they were at your dissertation project. And this is the part that I always want my students to see, is that they're asking the GFR, how long did your presentation last? And then the public leaves. And then how long was the dissertation discussion part? So you do not want your GFR to check 0 to 30 minutes for your presentation. That's not long enough, not for a dissertation. So, and even though they've read it, you need to be able to talk and talk and talk and talk. But what you want is you want to check in the middle where it says 30 minutes to 1 hour. I tell my students that, maybe 40 minutes. And usually what happens is sometimes you get nervous and you talk faster. And so then it ends up being 30 minutes. But you don't ever want the length of the presentation to be just 30 minutes long. Now, the hour plus is also, I don't think, great either. I don't think that, I think you should be able to explain your research within an hour, within 30 minutes to an hour. So I tell students, I show this to them before the defense and before they start practicing so that they know how much time they have. Then the second line is after they leave, everybody will sit down and they'll start asking you questions. And that's sometimes it can go really fast. Sometimes it can be 30 minutes. Sometimes it can be longer. It's probably usually 30 minutes to an hour, but and it's usually not more than an hour. So once again, it's usually in the middle. They are putting down what they think is the quality of the product that they saw that you did, and then the extent of rigor. So going into this, you'll know that this is what the GFR, the report that they're going to be filling out, is about you. Okay, back to my slide. Okay, so that's so then after the presentation, the committee may take turns asking you questions and discussing amongst themselves points of interest or disagreement. 2 questions that you can always anticipate include identifying the weakness of your study and post-dissertation research plans. So there's no perfect dissertation. After you finish it, won't be a bad weakness. We usually say it's just a limitation to the study, but you may realize that I should have done this maybe, or I should have done that. And it's better to bring it up, for you to bring up. And they'll always ask you, what are you planning on doing for post-dissertation research plans? And always say that you're going to, and I hope you do, is publish something. I'm sure Dr. Himmer would want to hear that. You're not writing this dissertation and then just not doing anything with it. That would be such a waste to do all that research. When all the questions have been asked and answered, you are actually asked to leave the room while the committee deliberates. And at this time, the faculty will be deciding by vote whether to pass you on your defense and dissertation. The desired outcome, of course, of this meeting is that the chair's greeting you with a statement, "Congratulations, Dr." Okay, Judy, I don't remember your last name. Dr. Judy, the defense was successful and the committee has passed your dissertation. So you have to leave and they'll talk for a while. They won't come out right away. And then this is the report that goes to graduate studies. And there's the title of it. And what I want you to see about this is, of course, everybody signs it, but it can be that there are things that they want changed on the written document. So I don't ever send this in until like right then they're gonna pass or fail you on the oral defense right there at the defense. But there usually are some sort of changes that need to be made, and you have, I think, just a couple of weeks to do that. After those changes have been made, then this will go around, and your chair usually will tell everybody all of the changes that you wanted were made, and then they'll sign off and they'll say, this person, not only did she pass the oral defense, but she passed, her written document passed. Okay. And then after post defense, okay, that night you go out and celebrate. But the next day, while it's still fresh in your mind, if there's any revisions that the committee asks you to make, you need to start working on that. And Dr. Himmer was just on a committee of mine, and here I was the chair, and she and somebody else on the committee they brought up a point that the student and I really had not thought about, and it wasn't a major thing, but it was something that needed to be added to the dissertation. So usually there are some sort of revisions that you need to work on. You'll be required to provide a bound copy to your department and to the library, and probably graduate studies can tell you how much that is. It used to be a long time ago. Now all our dissertations are on online. So I mean, it used to be when I was getting my dissertation, we actually gave bound copies to everybody on our committee. But now that everything is electronic, that's not necessary. But if you go to the library, you can see everybody's dissertations, and also your department has I've seen it, has a bookshelf of everybody's dissertation bound copy. And I'm sure you're going to want one for yourself. So find out how much stuff costs so that you can create a budget for handling the incidentals related to publishing and ordering additional copies of your manuscript. Then this is the fun part. You get to order or rent your regalia for the hooding in graduation. And hopefully it'll be December. And that's the end of the slideshow. Okay, that was so much easier, Sophia. I don't know. I haven't ever seen that basic and advanced before, so I need to make sure.
Zoom is always doing something new, and I can't keep up. So it's probably because I had a workshop earlier that I was able to do it that quick. So
Good. Well, thank you. So that we're not making poor Judy suffer through, stopping and starting screens. So I think the Ed Leadership program, I think you've got the same. I know you've got the same deadlines, the same